Want to date more efficiently and increase the odds of finding a great partner? Then you're in the right place. Ready? Hi, it's Ken with 21traits.com, where you can take the free 90-second quiz that instantly identifies your critical compatibilities to date more efficiently and find the right partner faster. If you think everyone prefers to pair up with a giver rather than a taker, think again. Some people are so giving that they need to be with a taker. The reverse is also true. Some people are such takers they need to be with a giver. As one of the 21 traits that people frequently overlook, giving is one that can absolutely build up or take down a relationship. Let me ask you two questions. Do you think it's possible for both people in a relationship to be givers? How about the opposite? Do you think it's possible for both people to be takers? I think most people would say yes and no. I don't think it's that complicated. That said, it's worth drilling down because this trait doesn't even occur to many people when they're choosing a partner or evaluating a relationship. If both people are giving, each is supported, enhanced, fueled by the other. There's room in every relationship for givers, but it can't work if both people are takers. That's a zero-sum game. It's as much a math problem as it is a personality dynamic. Now, to be clear, I'm not talking about extremes. Givers as doormats, takers as maniacally selfish. Those behaviors suggest other problems. I'm talking about the predisposition to generally be a giver or taker. Striking a balance works best with this trait and is probably the most common dynamic. At least I hope it is. Hey, life is give and take. Why shouldn't relationships be the same? Maybe that's where the saying comes from in the first place. Giving and taking can energize a relationship. There's a good chance that describes your preference. It's healthy and provides stability. I mean, you're allowed to take and you're allowed to give. I'll let you fill in the blanks on where else this approach provides satisfaction in a relationship. On a big picture level, examples of giving and taking can be seen through the lens of the love languages. The author's original intention was to help people understand their partner's preferred language, but giving and taking relates to all of them. There's no reason to leave any out. Acts of service and gifts are obvious examples. They're literally giving and taking. But offering your partner affection, time, and affirmations are all great ways to give and receive. On an everyday, incidental level, you might say, when one person always wants things their way, that's a taker. Sometimes these people are crafty and manipulative. They act like things are your decision, but subtly engineer things to go their way. Here again, if you don't care, that's your call. All I'm saying is, be consciously aware of what each of you offers, sacrifices, puts into the relationship. The point is, it's not always apparent that you're with the taker. Those are the people who create problems most of the time, not givers. Make sense? Either way, be aware of who you're dealing with and self-aware in terms of your own behavior. You can rate some of the 21 traits in degrees, such as how organized do you need your partner to be, how flexible, affectionate, direct, independent, and so on. Some of the traits, like giving, can be assessed relative to their opposite, in this case, taking. Think about you and your past partners. Was there a giver or a taker in the relationship? Was there a balance? Were you aware of the dynamic at the time? Most important, have you learned anything about yourself and what type of partner works best for you? Look, no single trait or behavior necessarily makes or breaks a relationship. But when it comes to giving and taking, a mismatch in this area can eventually bring it down. If there's reasonable balance or you're both the giving type, no problem. If one of you lives at the extreme or you're both takers, yes problem. Whether you and your partner tend to give or take is something you should be aware of before you get too involved. For you, it's self-awareness. For the relationship, it's something to know before making a long-term commitment or a trait to reflect on if things start going off the rails. It's one thing to say we just grew apart or things just didn't work out. It's another to know why and not repeat the mistake. You always want to take your best self to the next relationship. Whether your partner is genuinely a giver, taker, or a healthy combination is not always immediately apparent, not as easily determined as other traits such as sense of humor or affection. So, pay attention and know how important this trait is to you. Look for the balance that works for you. Make sure you follow our podcast, share it with friends, and take the quiz at 21traits.com. See you next time.